as we get through tonight and replacing the gray skies with some blue skies. So hang in there. If you're making it the long weekend, which many of you will be, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But look at this. I mean, we're still seeing the rain up through the Adirondacks. Lake George, if that's your weekend destination, you're seeing gray skies and rain, but also around northwest New Jersey into the Poconos, the Lehigh Valley. More of that to come as it swings on through. Notice the timing here, even through the lunch hour. Looks good down the shore if you've been trying to make it to Cape May or Rehoboth Beach, but you still see that heavy wet weather from Massachusetts into Vermont, New Hampshire, swinging through and pivoting through Maine overnight tonight. But then you see the drying, the evidence of it, the lack of rainfall by the time we get after midnight tonight. But before that, we do have a bit to get through. Could be adding up to as much as 1 to 2 inches of rainfall in places, even through tonight. Some of that rain through the Green and White Mountains up 95 into Maine, but again, about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Still a hot day to start that process. No immediate action, but really get thinking, because look at this. This is the visible satellite picture. The sun is up and you can see the vast size of the storm, but also that very well-defined, powerful eye right now. And we did have that latest update. You can see showers and thunderstorms, the shades of purple around that center, and it's really no surprises for the forecast at this point. It's still looking to move to that west, take a little bit of a southward dip to due west, but it is in the next couple of days going to be approaching land. So as of the latest update, a Cat 3 max winds at 115 miles per hour, moving to the west, again southwest now at 15 miles per hour. So we still have a few days time now for preparation in places like the Leeward Islands, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. You look at the past 48 hours and really it has, for the most part, maintained its strength. It is a powerful system and really nothing that has been able to shut it down. When you see this model guidance here, when you see those lines close together, we have good confidence, a lot of confidence in where this thing is going, certainly as it approaches land here, the Lesser Antilles towards Puerto Rico. And then you see that sort of familiar spread of uncertainty there as you go out in time. With that said, here's the official National Hurricane Center track. And you can see as early as Tuesday night into early on Wednesday, a major hurricane approaching the Lesser Antilles, the Leeward Islands, Antigua, and then approaching Puerto Rico with some impacts as we get from Wednesday into early on Thursday. Back to Weekend Recharge. It is 1/2 the hour. I'm meteorologist Maria LaRosa. We have expert analysis on the timing and potential impacts. That's coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's check out your sun. 12 minutes for the top of the hour. Time for your tropical update. And Dr. Greg Postel is here. And steady she goes right now with Hurricane Irma.
Category 3 Hurricane Irma, strong hurricane moving westward, actually just a little bit south of west, which was expected. Right? But that brings parts of the Caribbean islands into play for some potential impacts beginning Tuesday night and Wednesday. All
right. So what are you seeing, if anything, in here that is surprising to you? Or like we've been talking about, the models have been in good agreement. Even the intensity forecasts have been pretty on.
Steady she goes with the intensity, I think, as well. It's been that way for a couple of days. There haven't been a lot of major changes inside of Irma, as best we can tell from the satellite pictures. So steady, about 110 miles per hour or so. We do think over the course of the next several days it will have opportunities to strengthen, and we'll probably take advantage of those opportunities approaching the islands there. But right inside of here, we don't have any recon yet, but today they will be flying in. We're going to have a much better idea of how strong this thing is.
And we can't underestimate the usefulness that will be, for sure, in things like the intensity forecast.
Right. The past 48 hours, you could be like, well, what happened? I thought it was supposed to strengthen on forever. Well, no, it was undergoing some changes inside of it, and we've kind of been held steady for the last couple of days at about 110, 115 miles per hour. But as mentioned, that is likely to go up. This is a forecast now from the different models of how strong Irma is expected to get, going from today all the way out through the middle of next week. And you can see that these lines are kind of trending upward here, stronger certainly than where it is right now.
And I think you said it best. Scientifically, this is possible, and it's responsible to communicate that kind of information.
I believe it is, and the Hurricane Center draws their cone, sort of a measure of uncertainty about where the center of the circulation will be at those various times and at that various intensities. But here's the thing, there's probably some likelihood that it is going to pass the center near or just north of the islands Tuesday night and Wednesday as a very strong hurricane, bringing significant impacts there.
I've been looking at some of the wave models and the forecast there, and they're talking 10-plus-foot waves coming towards the islands here, even as early as Tuesday.
As early as Tuesday. And then toward the end of next week, there is a real possibility that Irma, the center of it, gets very close to, if not moves through, the Bahamas. And then beyond that, toward next weekend, there is enough data out there that suggests, if you do it sort of probabilistically, in other words, what are the odds of Irma being very close to, if not making landfall in the United States? And they're real. They're not trivially small. It's worthwhile to get that information out there. We're not saying it's going to happen, but you might as well prepare, if you're from Florida all the way up the coast, for that possibility.
And speaking of preparing, there are already governments here making the recommendations for people to start preparing. Heads up from Puerto Rico. You can see Dominican Republic and, of course, the Bahamas.
Right.
All right.
Indeed.
Dr. Postel, thank you. We'll be right back here on Weekend.